What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video here in good old Siem Reap, Cambodia. I've had a lot of questions lately, people asking me about teaching here in Cambodia after the country opens back up and everything. They want to know, hello. They want to know if it's any different, how much they can expect to be paid, what they need, and things like that. So this is going to be your handy guide to teaching in Cambodia in 2021 and 2022. And we'll get into that in just a minute. But first of all, as always, a big thank you to all my supporters. I really love you guys, man. You guys help me out. You help keep the channel going, and I really appreciate it. We're still looking for about $350 for the month, so that we don't go completely broke. So if you can and you want to, there are links down below to my PayPal, buymeacoffee.com, and also my Patreon. And if it's your first time doing any of those things, your email will be added to a list, and I will send you exclusive videos at least once a week, only for my supporters to see, with covering different topics more in detail. And also, if it's your first time, you'll receive a copy of my book, Live in Cambodia, a guide for living in the Kingdom of Wonder, as a way of me saying thank you. So join the family. Check out the links below, and it's always very much appreciated. Another benefit is that you'll have access to my personal email address, so you can ask me questions any old time you want without having to do it through YouTube comments and things like that. So check out those links. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, the first thing you want to do before you come here to teach in Cambodia is get yourself a business type visa. Now, if you're not in Cambodia currently, and you don't have one of those, you can't get one right now. But if it's your goal to come over here, once they relax those restrictions and allow business visas again, then the rest of this video is for you. Now, it's going to be called the E-type visa, but that can be confusing because sometimes when people talk about e-visa, they mean electronic visa that you can get online for tourism purposes. Those two things are different. The E-type visa is actually the one you need if you plan on coming over here to teach or retire. Like I said, currently those are not available for international foreigners, so we will have to wait and see when that opens up. However, the Ministry of Education did make an announcement that the official beginning of schools are open right now, more or less to a certain degree, but the official opening will be January 10th. So I expect that between now and then, there'll be more information on when people can obtain a business type visa if their goal is to come over here and teach. So you will need one of those. Second thing people want to know is, how much will I get paid? And I don't know. It used to be a really easy answer. Average $1,000 a month for what would be considered full-time here, which is like 20-25 hours a week of teaching. You get paid for your teaching hours, and that usually equaled out to about $1,000 a month. But now, with so many schools closed and struggling sometimes to reopen and getting the amount of students back they had before the pandemic, it might not and probably will not be quite that much. So keep that in mind. I can't say for sure. All the ads I've seen, all the postings looking for teachers, they always say salary negotiable. And that usually means you're going to have to negotiate up. Okay? Put your negotiation skills to the test there. But how much you can make is going to depend on a lot of things. They'll give people more money, of course, if you have a degree of some kind other than your TEFL certificate, like from a college or something. If you have more experience, you probably get more money. If you make a really, really good impression, sometimes they might offer you more money because they might see you as the kind of person they want to hire. All schools are different. Not all of them have the same qualifications. So there's no way to say for sure in every situation how much you get paid or what the qualifications will be to get paid more. So keep that in mind. But I would say, to be fair, that if you're a native speaking English teacher without any experience and without a college degree, but just a TEFL certificate, I'm guessing the pay, instead of about $1,000 a month, is probably going to be around $600-700 a month after you negotiate up a little bit. They'll probably offer you a lot less at first. So it's not the money it once was, but then again, considering the cost of living here, it's a good way to get your foot in the door. You stick around, you can get raises, get some experience under your belt, and that will help you maybe go to another school eventually in the future, get more money. It will all add up. And like I said, that's just my guess. But I have no way of knowing because, like I said, all the ads are saying salary negotiable. So, but you can expect between $600 and $1,000 on average. Now, how do you get a job? Well, that's really easy. You have to be here. It is possible to get a teaching job before you arrive, but it's very, very rare. And there's a lot of services out there that will offer to do that for you for a price, but a lot of them are simply scams. A lot of them don't follow through. A lot of them will give you misinformation. As an example, that's what happened to me when I was thinking at first about going to teaching in Thailand. I was told through a certain agency that it didn't matter if I had a college degree. I could still teach there. They guarantee me a job for a price, of course. And that's turned out not to be true. It's absolutely not true. Thailand, to teach English as a foreigner, you have to have a college degree, and that's across the whole country. Now here in Cambodia, that's not necessarily the case. There are some schools that will require that, but not all, and probably not most. But the minimum you need is a TEFL certificate, teaching English as a foreign language. These are basically courses in schools that teach you how to teach English, if that makes sense. Just because you know English and how to speak English doesn't mean you can teach English, and these courses teach you how to teach that particular subject. There's a link down below for the International TEFL Academy. That's where I got my TEFL certificate. I consider it to be one of the best TEFL schools around. It's challenging. It's not an easy course. You got to use you're gonna have to use up some brain cells there sometimes. But it's very much worth it because you will come away with a new understanding of what you're doing, and you'll be prepared once you walk into a classroom. Because if you're not prepared when you walk into a classroom, there's a good chance you won't last long in that school if the students or if the teachers and the parents aren't seeing the results. So you want to be well prepared. So at minimum, a TEFL certificate, and you want to be in country. You want to get a list of schools. Here's one here, Westgate International School. You want to get a list of schools, and you want to go there physically, and you want to have a packet in your hand. A packet should be in a manila envelope, not all folded and creased up. It should have a copy of your CV or resume, a cover letter, a copy of your TEFL certificate, and a copy of your TEFL certificate transcripts, which are the things you learned in that class. Put all them in the envelope, and attach a passport size photo to the top one, which should be your resume, your CV. It's one of those things you'll need extra passport photos for, and hand them off to different schools. You might have to deal with a secretary or an administrator up front to hand them to, but she'll see they'll get to the director, and then they'll look at it and give you a call or perhaps an email if they're interested. And when you do this, even when you're just looking, without an interview yet or anything, do it in your nicest clothes. That's why I always advise people coming here to teach to bring some dress clothes with you. Bring a couple button-down shirts, bring some ties, bring some dress pants, dress socks, nice pair of dress shoes, a belt. Look presentable, don't look like the normal expat here like myself. Walks around in shorts, t-shirts, and flip-flops. Your first impression is going to be very important, even to the administrator, because they are often very close to the directors, and the directors will listen to their opinion. So make as good of an impression as you can the first time. And I know you're probably saying that goes without saying, though. Why are you telling me this? Because a lot of people don't do it. You see people handing out their packets in a tie-dye t-shirt, Cambodia beer labeled shorts, and a big floppy Gilligan hat on their head. Don't be that person. You want to be here and you want to hit as many schools as you can as possible every day. There's a lot of schools, and down below there is a link to a Google document I made with a list of just some of the schools here in Siem Reap. Okay, this is for Siem Reap, and as a warning, I must tell you, I don't know if any of these schools are still open, if they're open currently, if they plan on reopening or anything like that. It's just a list of school names that I came up with, and you can look them up if you want online. Give them a call, contact them, email, see what they got going on, and figure it out from there. But I can't guarantee that any of them will result in anything, because I'm not a mind reader, I'm not a psychic, and I can't predict that. One other thing you should know if you're coming over here to teach, they do require the teachers to be fully vaccinated. That includes a booster shot. And you have to be able to prove it, and you'll have to take COVID tests occasionally to make sure you're still negative. So that's the other important thing to take into consideration. But those are the basics. Now I can go into more details, like I say, in my videos for my supporters. If anybody wants to know more, get in on that. But those are the basics. You need an E-type visa. Wear nice clothes. Put all your information in a nice little packet the way they want, and be here on the ground hitting the payments, hustling and bustling. Keep in mind, if you do email schools, they might not email you back. They're very bad about that here. They prefer in-person interaction, but they will probably call you if they're interested. And if you get an interview, that's great. They don't interview unless they're interested. But be prepared to possibly give a demo lesson. A demo lesson, they're going to ask for 10, maybe 20 minutes. A short mini lesson. They want to see your style of teaching. They want to see how you react to certain situations in the classroom. So come up with a lesson plan on any English subject you want, and have that ready. Practice it, practice it, practice it. That will help you out. And criminal background check. A lot of schools now are asking for a criminal background check from your home country. So I'm going to add that to the list of things you should put in your packet. Even if some schools don't specifically ask for it, it shows an extra effort on your part. It looks good for you. Come back with before you leave for Cambodia, go get your criminal background check from wherever you live, showing that you're not a wanted felon or anything like that. When you make your resume, be sure to change any information that's old and outdated. If you change your phone number, change your address, change your email, be sure to change it. Put down all your experience you have with kids, even if it wasn't teaching. That'll help. Maybe you were a summer camp counselor, maybe you babysat as a child. Any positive experience you've had with children, that'll look good on you, because it shows that you're not just completely awkward around the kids, you know. And remember to smile, do your best to answer their questions if you get an interview, and hit up as many schools as you can. It's a numbers game. So the more schools you go to, the better off your chances are. All right. That'll do it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, like the video. Subscribe if you have not. Share it if you want to. And be sure to check out all my links down below. Like I said, PayPal, buy me a coffee. Join my Patreon. And you'll receive weekly exclusive videos direct from me and other information I don't put on my public channel. All the other blogs from Cambodia, they are listed down below, so you can watch them as well, plus all my social media. And if you want to buy a copy of my book without donating to me directly, you want an instant download, there's a link down below for that. I live in Cambodia, and you can pay right through PayPal directly if you want to do it that way. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all my supporters. You guys mean a lot to me as always. And I'll talk to you in the next one.